Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to be covering Activity 12-1 using Event Viewer. This is from the MCTS Guide to Microsoft Windows 7. In my edition of the book, this activity begins on page 541. So basically, we're just going to jump into the Event Viewer and take a look at some events on my computer. You can get there just by typing into your search bar, Event Viewer. I think in the book it tells you to get there a little bit differently. You right click on the computer, go to Manage, and under System Tools, see if we can get that to pop up. There we go. This is your computer management, so you right click on Computer and select Manage, and then underneath the System Tools we want the Event Viewer, and you can expand it here to view your specific event logs. I think this ends up looking a little bit cluttered because there's so many options and so many tools combined in here. So I like to open just the event viewer itself. And then we're going to go ahead and expand on Windows logs, and let's just select, for example, System. And so here we can see errors. These are listed chronologically, most recent to the top, oldest to the bottom. You see we've got 30,500, so I haven't cleared this log in a long time. So this actually looks like it's a little bit of a segue from what the book intended. I'm going to go with it anyways. So you have your levels, your information, you have warning, you have errors or critical, like that. And you can actually organize each of these columns. So I should have informational at the top now, and actually doesn't look like it organized very well. Oh, it's still sorting, that's why. It has a lot to go through. Now that it's done sorting, I have my critical at the top, then it should be followed by errors and then warnings. Yeah, there's going to be quite a bit in here. The vast majority of these should just be information. Your system performs random checks on certain services. When an application runs, it'll log something in here. I'm trying to see if I can get to my warning section. There we go. So, information, warning, and then error and critical are your categories or your levels in here. So if you're troubleshooting a problem, this is always a good place to come and take a look. Leaving it sorted by date and time so it's chronological. This can really help you kind of pinpoint where you're having problems with the computer or a user is having problems with their computer. Recently I had a student that was unable to connect to a wireless network. I came into here, found a couple of issues that were causing problems with him connecting to that network. Part of it was a DNS entry. The network he was trying to join, he had the same name on his computer as somebody else had on their computer, and the DNS server created an entry for the other person's computer and couldn't create an entry for his computer. So without DNS, he couldn't properly get DHCP the way they had their network set up. Anyways, it was a huge mess, and just by renaming his computer, we helped clear up that problem. Anyway, so you can definitely come here. The system and sometimes the application section will be probably your two biggest tools when you're troubleshooting a problem. So I'm actually going to go ahead and close this and jump back to following the book's exact directions here. So we'll go Manage. Once that comes up, we go to Event Viewer. Go ahead and expand it so we can see everything that's going on there. And we want to expand on error here, so this will show us our most recent errors. And again, I haven't cleared these logs in a long time, so there's a few there that we can take a look at. Within the last 24 hours, it looks like. If on your computer you can't expand that, or you hit expand and nothing happens, it means that there's no errors logged, so nothing to worry about there. We're going to come over to the left and expand the Windows logs, and then go to System. So kind of like what we were just looking at, this is going to show it's the same exact log either way, so it doesn't matter how you get here, you're still going to be seeing the same information. so there you go. Let's see. So we do have information. It gives a little bit more detailed information. You can come over and view the details. I think this displays in an XML view, or friendly or XML view. You have your options there. And again, you're probably not going to get a lot more information out of this compared to just the general tab. That XML view, I think, is actually pretty organized. I like to use that sometimes, kind of depending on what the issue is. It does help keep things very, very organized. So there's that. Let's go ahead and take a look over here at the Applications and Services log. I'm going to jump into, let's say, Microsoft and Windows. There we go. Let's go ahead and expand that too. Make that a little bit bigger, easier to see all the different categories of how I can organize all of these logs or all of these events within its log. You see there's actually a lot going on inside your computer. Other than those, we can also expand the custom views here for administrative events. And look at that. One or more logs in the query have errors. Instance name pass was not recognized. Good thing I can read all of that. As valid by WMI data provider. So it's funny that even my error logs have errors. Maybe I need to clear this out every once in a while. Alright. So this custom view will filter event logs to make specific events viewable in a single location. So even if it's from completely different, unrelated processes or whatever the case may be, it'll bring them all here so you can view them even if they're unrelated. So this will pull all of the, in this case, critical, error, and warning events all here, while excluding the information events, because those are not considered, troubleshooting issues. So we can see errors and warnings, and wherever those criticals are, they'd be in here too. There we go, there's my critical. And some of these are just me giving a hard boot, or hard shutdown to my computer, or there are times where it overheated. And so that will, when it overheats, the next time it boots up, it'll create an event in here saying it's rebooted, but it wasn't properly shut down. So let's go ahead, we'll right-click on Administrative Events, and select Properties. There we are. You can edit the filter in here to have it pull, whatever exactly it is that you're looking for. So you can specify specific event levels or specific logs to include. You can filter based on event ID, task category, keywords, user, or computer. In this case, this is only going to be pulling from one computer, so that might be a little unnecessary. At least in this case. Over a network, perhaps, you would want to specify a specific computer, but chances are you would just either remote into that computer or physically get your hands on that computer to work on troubleshooting it. In any case, that covers probably all the basics, at least, of how to get in here, how to find what you're looking for. If you are troubleshooting, the administrative event might be the quickest place for you to go to find, your most recent problems. Other than that, your system log might give you a little bit better information, or at least more information, so you can see what all is going on with the computer. I think that pretty much covers everything, so I am going to go ahead and end this video here. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below, and I'll see you in my next video.